The first question is to give critique of regulatory laws on vices and wagering in the Philippines. The Philippines has established a framework of laws to regulate vices and wagering, primarily through the Revised Penal Code, Republic Act No. 9287, and various executive orders concerning online gaming operations. This critique examines these regulatory laws, highlighting specific provisions and identifying deficiencies, particularly regarding online gambling, specifically the Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators or the POGOs. So the first regulatory framework is the Revised Penal Code. The RPC criminalizes illegal gambling activities under Article 197, which encompasses unauthorized betting and gambling operations. It outlines penalties for individuals involved in such activities, aiming to deter unlawful wagering. Our critique about this law is the Revised Penal Code effectively addresses illegal gambling through Article 197, outlining clear definitions and penalties. However, the critique could focus on several areas. Firstly, the broadness of terms like unauthorized betting might lead to ambiguous enforcement. Secondly, while the intent to deter is commendable, the penalties could benefit from being more nuanced to differentiate between minor offenders and organized crime, allowing for rehabilitation. Additionally, the RPC may not adequately consider modern forms of gambling, such as online platforms which require updated regulations to effectively combat these evolving issues. Ultimately, a more comprehensive approach could enhance its effectiveness. Second regulatory framework is the Republic Act No. 9287. This law was enacted to strengthen the fight against illegal gambling. It increases penalties for illegal gambling operations and provides guidelines for enforcement agencies. Republic Act No. 9287, which amends the penalties for illegal numbers games, aims to strengthen the legal framework against illegal gambling. While it establishes harsher penalties, a critic can highlight that these may not effectively deter organized crime, as the root causes of the illegal gambling often remain unaddressed. Additionally, the law's focus on punitive measures might overlook preventive strategies, such as public education on the risks of gambling. Furthermore, the broad definition of illegal numbers games could lead to overreach in enforcement, potentially criminalizing harmless activities. Ultimately, a balanced approach that includes both enforcement and prevention could enhance its impact. The third is the online gambling regulations. The Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or the PAGCOR, oversees licensing and regulation of gaming operators, including POGOs. Executive Order No. 13 outlines the legal framework for online gambling operations, focusing on taxation and operational guidelines. Online gambling regulations play a crucial role in safeguarding consumers, promoting responsible gambling, and maintaining the integrity of the industry. They help ensure that operators are licensed and accountable, protecting players from fraud and addiction risks while generating tax revenue for public services. However, the effectiveness of these regulations can be undermined by inconsistencies across jurisdictions, difficulties in enforcement, and the potential for overregulation to stifle innovation. Additionally, strict rules may push players towards unregulated sites, risking their safety. Therefore, continuous evaluation and adaptation of regulations are necessary to address the challenges of this dynamic digital landscape while fostering a safe and thriving gambling environment. So the identified lacuna of these laws is that despite the established framework, a significant lacuna exists regarding the regulation of POGOs. The existing laws do not adequately address, like employees' protections. Many POGO workers are subjected to labor practices that lack proper oversight, leading to potential exploitation. Next is the tax compliance. There are loopholes in the taxation of foreign operators, resulting in revenue loss for the government. The third is regulation of online activities. The rapid growth of online gambling has outpaced regulatory measures, leading to an increase in illegal operations and associated crimes. So, for the recommendation to rectify these deficiencies, the following recommendations are proposed. First is the comprehensive labor regulations. It is to implement specific regulations to protect POGO employees, ensuring fair labor practices and proper work conditions. Second is to enhance tax framework. Develop a more robust tax collection mechanism for online gaming operators that includes clear guidelines for compliance and penalties for evasion. Third is stricter oversight and licensing. Establish a dedicated regulatory body within PAGCOR specifically for online gambling, ensuring rigorous monitoring and enforcement of compliance standards. Fourth is the public awareness campaigns. Initiate campaigns to educate the public on the risks associated with gambling, aiming to reduce addiction and associated social issues. For the conclusion, the regulatory framework governing vices and wagering in the Philippines has foundational strengths but suffers from significant deficiencies, particularly in the context of online gambling operations. By addressing these gaps through targeted reforms, the country can create a more effective and equitable gambling environment that balances economic benefits with social responsibility.
Question number 2. When evaluating the efficacy of anti-vice control initiatives, it's essential to consider both their intended goals and actual outcomes. These initiatives generally aim to reduce crime, uphold public morals, and enhance societal health. Efficacy of anti-vice control initiatives. First, we have reduction of crime. Such initiatives can decrease specific crimes like drug offenses and illegal gambling through stricter laws and increased police presence. However, this often creates a cat and mouse effect, where criminal activities simply shift rather than diminish. Second, we have public health and safety. Programs targeting illegal substances can improve public health by deterring drug use, yet, without adequate support systems like rehabilitation, they may fail to address underlying addiction issues. Third, we have societal morality and norms. These initiatives can reinforce societal values, fostering a standard of conduct. However, they risk moral overreach, imposing specific values that may not reflect the diversity of society. Fourth, we have economic impact. While targeting illegal operations, such initiatives can inadvertently harm legitimate businesses dependent on the same clientele, potentially leading to a job losses and increased poverty in affected communities. POGO operation in the Philippines. Support POGO. First, we have economic growth. POGOs can generate substantial revenue through taxes and licensing fee, which can be allocated for infrastructure and public services. Second, we have job creation. The industry creates direct jobs within POGOs and indirectly supports sectors like hospitality and transportation, crucial in high unemployment areas. Third, we have foreign investment. Attracting international players enhance the country's status as a gaming hub, encouraging further foreign investment.
Concerns against POGO. First is links to crime. POGOs may attract illegal activities such as money laundering and human trafficking, undermining their economic benefits. Second is exploitation of workers. Reports of poor working conditions and exploitative practices in some POGOs raise ethical concerns regarding employee treatment. Third is the social impact. The growth of gambling can negatively affect communities by increasing addiction rates and contributing to family issues and financial distress. Fourth is the regulatory challenges. Effective oversight is challenging and regulatory lapses can allow illegal operation to thrive alongside licensed ones. In summary, while anti-vice control initiatives can yield positive outcomes, they often entail significant trade-offs. The POGO operation exemplifies this complexity, offering potential economic benefits while presenting risks that require careful management. A balanced approach integrating regulation with support systems for affected communities may lead to the most favorable results. Question 3. Several criminological theories can shed light on how socialization agents, particularly the home environment, influence an individual's behavior and norms. Below is an overview of relevant theories accompanied by examples and a brief literature review. Social learning theory is introduced by Albert Bandura. This theory posits that behavior is acquired through observing and imitating others, especially family members. Children are likely to adopt behaviors they witnessed at home. For example, a child who grows up in a household where aggression is routinely used to settle disputes may learn to replicate that aggressive behavior in their own interaction with peers. Literature review. Research conducted by Akers 1979 underscores the significant impact of peer influence and family dynamics on the adoption of deviant behaviors, demonstrating the critical role of social learning in shaping individual conduct.
Strain theory. Formulated by Robert Merton, strain theory suggested that societal pressure, coupled with limited means to achieve culturally endorsed goals, can lead individuals to engage in deviant behavior. The family's socio-economic status can significantly influence these pressures. Example, a teenager from a financially struggling family may feel compelled to succeed and encountering obstacles might resort to theft as a way to achieve their aspiration. Example of literature review is Agnews 1992. Expansion of strain theory discusses how family dynamics such as the level of parental support and effective communication can either elevate or intensify feelings of strain experienced by individuals. Next is control theory. Travis Hirsch's control theory asserts that strong connection to the family, school, and community serve to inhibit deviant behavior. A weakened family structure may heighten the risk of delinquency among youths. Example, a young person with neglectful or absent parents may lack the necessary guidance and supervision, resulting in insufficient internal controls against engaging in delinquent activities. An example of literature review, studies show that parental involvement and emotional attachment are crucial elements in preventing delinquency, suggesting that stronger familial bonds are linked to lower rates of criminal behavior. Next is labeling theory. This theory possesses that social label can significantly influence an individual's behavior. If a child is labeled as troublesome by family members, they may internalize that label and conform to the expected behavior associated with it. Example, a teenager identified as delinquent by their parents or peers may start to engage in criminal activities to align with that identity. The example of literature review is Becker 1963, emphasizes that labeling can lead a self-fulfilling prophecy where individuals begin to adopt behaviors that correspond with the labels they have been given. So, the conclusion is the home environment is a pivotal factor in shaping an individual's behavior and norms through various socialization agents. The interaction of social learnings, strain control, and labeling theory illustrate how family dynamics can influence conduct. Research consistency indicate that positive family relationship and effective communication are vital in mitigating negative outcomes, while this functional family structure may elevate the risk of deviant behavior. Understanding this influence is crucial for developing effective intervention aimed at reducing delinquency.